Rick, I don't think that's really very nice of you, quite frankly. I don't think you're being very kind. Rick, Rick, if you continue in this path, I may have to send SEAL Team 6 to come get you. Quite frankly, I can take you out.
Your task will not be an easy one. Your enemy is well trained, well equipped, and battle hardened.
There is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America.
Good night and good luck.
Hey folks, welcome back to the Lincoln Project Podcast. I'm with my friend Michael Cohen today. Michael and I are on the hit list if Donald Trump wins, and we're working every day to make sure he does not. Michael, what are your thoughts on the campaign right now? What do you think Trump's brain is doing as a lot of these polls in the key states are slipping?
He's melting down because he knows that the presidency is the only methodology for him within which to escape accountability. As we all know, the day before Thanksgiving, Donald Trump is set to appear before Judge Juan Merchan on the Manhattan District Attorney 34-count guilt sentencing. He knows that the only way he avoids the determination of Judge Merchan will be if, in fact, that he wins the election. So this election is more about him than it is about America.
Sure. Now, that 34-count indictment that came down and the conviction that came down on Trump, what do you think the chances are that Merchan is actually going to say, Donald, you're going inside?
Again, you're talking about after the election already takes place.
Right.
It's certainly greater if Trump loses the election, that he could end up spending some time behind bars. I believe that Merchan, who I always consider to be very Solomonian, will not place him behind bars, basically for fear of national security. Let's not forget that this idiot has, and I talk about this on my YouTube channel, I have the Michael Cohen Show on my YouTube channel all the time. This idiot has no qualms about sharing top secret information that he received, not only when he was president of the United States, but also right now as the Republican nominee. He is briefed on a daily basis on national security information. He will use that information in order to benefit himself. We've already seen that happen multitude of times.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that people have underestimated is like, he really doesn't care about anything beyond himself. If someone said to him in that briefing, hey, this is top secret, people could die if you release this, it wouldn't matter. He might still go,
what? Who cares? What's in it for me?
Yeah. So he looks bad, Michael. He sounds bad lately. He sounds a lot more shaky.
Rick, I don't think that's really very nice of you, quite frankly. I don't think you're being very kind. Rick, if you continue in this path, I may have to send SEAL Team 6 to come get you. Quite frankly, I can take you out.
It's so true, though. I mean, you could see him salivating to use the power of unlimited immunity if he was reelected. But I think one of the things that the guy's mumbling more now. He's slurring more now. I mean, all the shit people said about Biden, he's cognitively falling apart. It's actually true with Trump. You've seen this guy up close more than almost any other human being. And this is not the Trump we saw even in 2020.
No. And I don't like to make fun of individuals and cognitive disabilities and so on. I will turn around and say, and it's not because I know him for a decade and a half. It's because we all visually see it. Yes, he's slobbering. He's slurring his speech. He's completely missing words. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's not the weave. It's dementia. When he starts talking about, they ask him a question about the economy. They ask him about Medicare and Medicaid, and he goes into a tirade of electric boats and sharks. And then he starts going into Haitians, and then he can't even stay on topic when it comes to the Haitian migrants that they're disparaging in Springfield, Ohio. He then goes to Aurora, and he starts talking about Venezuelans with military-style weapons that even our military doesn't know about. Seriously? Seriously? What, these Venezuelans are building photon lasers, and they're building some sort of infrared plasma rifles like from the Terminator in their garages?
I need a plasma rifle in the 40-watt range.
I need a 9mm
No, it's
scope with
crazy.
a plasma rifle. I mean, give me a fucking break. What are we talking about here? This is pure nonsense. What are they building them in? And then again, because he is, of course, a genius, he starts talking about how they're taking over real estate. They're taking over the real estate business in Aurora. They're now into real estate development. It's the most disjointed commentary from somebody who is running for the presidency of the United States. You see, here's the thing. When Joe Biden was in the race, Joe Biden was the oldest guy at the podium. Donald Trump now takes that moniker. He is the older of the two at the podium, and by a lot.
Far. So his like behavior at the debate was, unhinged, as we kind of all expected. But she was so calm and so put together. I think her ability to just like rattle him is something he never expected that would happen. He has contempt for women. He has contempt for anyone who's not, one of his, people. And she was so calm.
Rick,
and cool
I'm so sorry, Rick. I don't mean to cut you off, brother, but I think you missed out a very important key factor. Yes, she's a woman. But more importantly, she's a black woman. Don't forget that.
She's a black woman. Oh, I was getting there, but you're exactly right. I think he thought, I'm going to take this black girl apart on this stage, and she absolutely whipped his ass. I think that has been really like riding in his brain ever since then, because he has grudges in his brain and he has obsessions, and I think he is truly obsessed with her. And truly angry with her at a level that he should be looking at himself, but he's angry about her. She really shook him in that debate. He has not gotten rid of it. He's not gotten it out of his head yet.
One, because she made him look like a dumbass. She really did. And as we all know, Donald Trump cannot acknowledge defeat. And he knows that he lost he knows he lost this debate. And so what does he do? He tries to whitewash history. He tries to sanewash that debate. There is no sanewashing of a poor performance. And how could it not be a poor performance? No. People, let me be very clear. You want a president who's willing to put in the work. You see, Donald Trump didn't put in a stitch of work. They brought in Nikki Haley to prep him. That didn't go too well. I remember in 2015, 2016, when they were trying to prep him. Come on, I know. I know this. I was born for this. I was made for this, and so on. Trump goes by the old adage: if you can't dazzle them with your brilliance, baffle them with your bullshit. Right? And that's what he did. Right. She's talking policy. She's talking substance. She's talking to the American people, not to the 10th of 1%ers, right? She's talking to the American people.
Right.
And Trump is coming up with all of these wild allegations and statements, but she really unhinged him. She kicked him right into the diaper when she started attacking his crowd size. All right. That to him goes straight to his core on who he is. When she attacked the crowd size, claiming that not only are they smaller, but that people are continuously leaving throughout the entire speech, that really unnerved him and unhinged him, because he knows it to be true. He sees it himself. Right? Sure. Not just when he's there, but in playback videos and in ads like the Lincoln Project does or the Midas Touch Network does, where they put out these great clips of people flocking to the door. The mistake that you and I, Rick, are making, we should be there. And we should be outside there with a video camera and a microphone. Hey, they're only like 40 minutes into it. Why are you guys leaving? Did you have an emergency at the house? or something to that extent, and try to get an understanding so that way the American people can get an appreciation for the monotony of these speeches, these rallies that say nothing. They are just a regurgitation of his whiny, his gripes, and so on.
Yep, his grievances. One of our editors, Kate Salkowitz, watches and Riley Keough. They watch damn near every single one of Trump's rallies, and I'm sorry for them because it is the same goddamn story every time. He tells the same pissed off stories every time. It's boring as shit. I can't blame people for leaving these rallies because they're boring now. They are, there was a time in 2016 when Trump was like doing these rallies. They were like a big show. People were like, what crazy things he going to say now? But now it's like the same thing over and over. Because like you said, it's not the weave, it's dementia. He's just rambling now in these things, and it just doesn't come across in the same kind of way as a performance that anybody wants to stick around and spend 3 hours of their day on. Because he gives speeches like Fidel fucking Castro now. He goes on and on. It's like rolling over the same ground 15 times.
And you're right. It is boring. People want to hear at this juncture right now, he constantly shits all over America. We're weak. We're stupid. Our politicians are stupid. Yep. The negotiators are stupid. Everybody to Trump is stupid. That what we're destroying America is not the same as what it used to be. I don't know. I'm a firm believer, and I believe many people in the world are as well, in America's exceptionalism. I'm heading out to Rome, to Italy, tomorrow. In fact, to give a speech on RAI television. And the topics, of course, are the impact of the United States globally if, in fact, Trump becomes president. And let me be very clear to your listeners.
Right.
They're very nervous. The whole world is nervous about the Trump presidency, other than guys like Xi Jinping or Putin or Kim Jong-un or Orban. Right? The folks that are not our allies, they are our adversaries. And why are countries like Poland and Italy and England and France, why are they nervous? Because Trump immediately, as we all know, will pull out of NATO, and it will destabilize the strength of the treaty.
There'll be Russian tanks in Kyiv if we do this. I mean, it's not even a question in my mind.
They're afraid of America pulling away from this treaty because it opens up the door to them, to their borders.
Yep. It is a real challenge, I think, for people to understand just how dangerous Trump is in that. But and people like us understand that we are. Again, the joking aside, Trump now believes he has unlimited immunity. And so critics of Trump, if he was reelected, are in for a very bad time. You and I being people that would be pretty high on that list.
And I would like to say that you rank higher on that list for obvious selfish reasons. I'm not sure that's accurate, but for certain, you're on that list. I know I'm on that list.
Neither one of us is going to escape his scrutiny.
It's very dangerous. What the Supreme Court did is they emboldened somebody to be even worse than what he has demonstrated himself to be. And that is somebody who has no compunction to violate the rule of law, the Constitution of the United States, and test the boundaries of our democratic republic. He has every intention of doing it, and especially now with the Supreme Court ruling, he's actually emboldened to do it because he can't be prosecuted.
Yeah, guys like Mark Davis, the guy he wants for Attorney General, is out there saying people who criticize Trump deserve to be in prison. Oh, interesting. I mean, it's so un-American, it just blows my mind. But it is something that, that as critics of Trump, we've always understood that that he's a vengeful bitch and will go after people when he can. Before he was going after, folks like us on Twitter and using the legal system for you, and trying to punish you for telling the truth. And I think it will be so much worse in the second term, which is why, we get up every day and fight this motherfucker.
I want to just correct you on one word that you just said. Donald Trump did not try. Donald Trump succeeded.
He did. That is correct.
In violating my First, my Fourth, and my Eighth Amendment constitutional right. Specifically, my First Amendment constitutional right. He weaponized the Department of Justice through that piece of shit, bloviated dirtbag, Bill Barr. They put together a fraudulent, nonsensical document that does not exist in the federal system. There is no federal identifiable number to it. That in the very first paragraph required me to not publish my first book, Disloyal, not to go to media, not to discuss anything on any social media or with television, print, news, whatever it might be. All right. And also to encourage friends and family not to do the same things. All right. When I asked them to tamp it down, they had the marshals waiting for me, handcuffed, shackled, put me back into solitary confinement for another 16 days until Danya Perry, who I think is the greatest lawyer of all time, Danya Perry filed a habeas corpus petition that even Judge Alvin K. Hellerstein turned around and said that these actions by Trump and Bill Barr and the DOJ were retaliatory and designed within which to limit and curtail Mr. Cohen's First Amendment constitutional right. They violated his First Amendment constitutional right. That is not a joke. So anybody that thinks that Trump is not willing to push this further, especially now with that Supreme Court decision, you got another thing coming.
Yep, and we're going to see a Trump without, I mean, folks, as bad as Bill Barr was in every dimension, he will be replaced by somebody so crazily worse, you can't even imagine it. Well, Michael Cohen, I want to thank you for coming on the show today, my brother. We've got a short runway to go here. We're almost through this thing, and we will talk again before the election. Thanks, my friend.